On this edition of The Deep Shot, we show some love to college football highlights, give Derrick Rose some love for dropping a career high 1 week after the I Love Derrick Rose song drops, get in a lengthy debate about multiple topics, and even talk about how you, yes you, could make it into the Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame specifically. So grab your concessions and find your seats, because The Deep Shot starts right now.
Season 3.
This has to be all for show.
Nice catch, Whitey.
Better than Odell.
I just don't understand the disrespect.
I got on.
There you go. We'll go with that one. That's much better.
Tom Brady sits when he pees.
There's a shot. Go be English, Antoine. Go be English under pressure.
I love Derrick Rose.
Shouldn't even be talking about the NBA because it's over.
Who's LeBron?
Klay Thompson Matthews.
So you know it's bad.
That's the crazy thing about sports.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta do this for a camera. I want to kick your team's butt. You like that? Sorry, podcast listeners.
You're better off watching highlights.
Agreed.
I think Bob Knight was a curler.
He's brought in a new culture kind of here, so.
You like that?
Let's go. I like that.
You like that?
Hello, Deep Shot gang. Gang.
Gang, gang, gang.
Back at you with another week, another live episode. We're on Twitch right now. We're always on Twitch on Sunday nights. Gentlemen, how's it going?
Good. Doing good.
Yeah.
Good if my mic wasn't muted.
No, yeah, right. You are still muted. Okay, you get
I'm good now.
you get like half speed.
All right, that's fine.
I'm sorry.
It's a
You're
start.
with you yelling at the beginning and just blowing out our eardrums before we even start.
I was hyper.
You jeopardize this entire
Sugar
podcast.
cabinet.
You shouldn't be that excited wearing that shirt.
Agreed, but
Good
we have
call.
Derrick Rose.
We're all super local today.
We are.
Seahawks, Marineros, Trashkeys, and the Cougs.
Cooged it.
Cooged it. I was gonna say we haven't. I don't think we've like introduced ourselves name-wise the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
So do you want to do a roll call?
I'm T. Ravis.
I'm Raul. Raul.
All right, Raul is muted.
He is a Mariners legend.
It's a good guy.
Yeah. I'm Josh.
Josh, thanks, Josh, for being honest. I'm Chuck. Birth name, thank you. No
Nice.
one
Hey,
asks.
Chuck.
No one
Hey,
fact
Chuck.
checks. Raul, you're muted, by the way. Just so you know.
I like this game.
Earl's a good guy, though.
So a lot happened within the last week. Two of the most important things being it was Halloween earlier in the week and that we lost an hour last night.
No, we gained an hour.
I lost half my marbles last night by gaining an hour. Raul, enough. I don't want to hear it.
Did you eat all your candy already?
I didn't get any candy. I didn't go trick-or-treating. I was with you.
Sugar cabinet.
You're right.
I was with you.
I thought we were all trick-or-treating.
I was with Blake Davis.
Huh. Hey, Blake.
Should we show everyone our Halloween pick?
I think we should.
Absolutely.
This is what we were doing on Halloween.
As per our special request from Lavina was with us as well in her jersey, her Sharks jersey.
Hey, Lavina.
One
Hey,
can only
Lavina.
assume that is a Joe Thornton jersey, but it could be wrong. I can't
It
remember.
is, Chuck.
Yeah, it was earlier in the week. It was a while ago. But yeah, it's the Deep Shot gang with all our jerseys, trick-or-treating. It was a great time.
Truly.
Unofficial sponsor today, as you probably can see from the picture and also from on the table, we have the Derrick Rose jersey.
I love Derrick
I
Rose.
love Derrick
The
Rose.
song drops last week. Derrick Rose goes career high points, and then he gets hurt.
The big 5-0.
Shout out Derrick Rose. We'll get to that a little bit later. Let's jump right into college football. And most importantly, let's see here. Let me find it.
Can we give a quick shout out to Eleanor Pavel?
Yes, please.
I'm being told she's in attendance.
Eleanor.
Hi, Eleanor.
Hey, Eleanor.
Illy.
Really?
Let me get this clip pulled up. I feel also like we have neglected college football these past weeks unless it pertains to UW or WSU.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, so I threw in some notable highlights this past week in college football. This was just a country strong play here. I don't know what. Oh, that's Iowa State?
Why is he cradling the baby like Westbrook?
Why does Russ keep doing that?
I don't know.
Dude, he's done it literally like 4 straight games to every basket he makes.
He's talking trash.
Oh, thanks.
One can only assume. I think so.
No,
I think.
that's a fair assumption.
Yeah, just country strong. Just enjoyed that nice little college highlight.
That man got an NFL career.
Moving on, I'm going to take a potentially controversial shot. I think Penn State should bring back Joe Paterno.
I'm going to take one too. College football greater than NFL.
No.
I don't know after you see this clip what your thoughts will be.
Okay.
If anyone watched the Penn State
I
Michigan
saw
game,
this. This is bad.
see if we can find any Nittany Lion near where this throw goes. Absolutely not.
Nice.
You got to
Absolutely
think he
not.
underthrew the running back or something.
I got to think that he's done playing football for the rest of his
That's
life.
fair.
Was that McSorley?
Nick Merckx was at the game.
Oh,
Yep.
let's go, Nick. That's why Michigan won.
That's right.
They need Saquon back. That's who they need.
Yeah, he's playing for a terrible
I don't
team.
even think that's McSorley.
I just think that that's a really bad football play.
That was bad.
Big up arrow.
And speaking of bad football plays, WSU almost couged it last night. I was watching this live.
WSU is trash.
They are so bad. I don't know how they are in the top 10.
I'm glad you
I will
admit
say
that.
that.
I was
I
not
will
going
say that
to
wearing
expect
this
that.
sweatshirt.
Relax. I'm a UW fan.
They are
but-
not good.
Okay, literally, Cal. Okay, people were saying that we're so much better than Wazoo, UW, and we lost to Cal.
I mean, Cal's
pretty
not
handedly.
that bad, but
They're
WSU,
pretty bad, dude.
their
Like,
defense is good.
They've played a lot better in the past couple weeks, but people are overreacting. Wazoo's literally played everybody pretty great besides Cal, and all of a sudden they shouldn't be in the top 10.
Dude,
Okay,
they make so many mistakes.
Okay, watch this play and tell me if you
They
think that
actually
this
have
is
an offense.
the performance of a top 10 team.
Yes.
Just please explain to me.
Nobody ever said anything good about their defense.
Just a
It's tough.
bunch of silly
I
nannies.
saw that live, and
I did
just
too.
laughed out loud.
Here's the other angle. I was watching. I was like, pick 6. Okay, this is going to be the deciding factor.
Oh, and he's going to get it right there. We're good.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Okay, you know what's super surprising? So UW was probably in about what, like the third quarter when the Wazoo game was in like the first.
Yeah,
Is
something
that
like
about
that.
right? Yeah. So I went to 2 bars with my mother and
Turn up.
and both bars were and there. This was in Kingsgate. Both bars were overridden by Wazoo fans.
Thank you.
There was only one TV in both bars that had the UW game on.
Do you think
super weird?
Do you think it's like a bandwagon effect? Like all of the closeted WSU like former students and fans, like
Okay,
they've been so bad for so long, and now it's like coming out of the woodwork.
It's just like they haven't even been that bad though. Like the rivalry between UW and Wazoo, even when one of the teams is doing trash like throughout the season, that rivalry is always there, and the games are always pretty much like. I mean, UW for the past while has just dominated, but
I know.
they're always like, I don't know. You can just expect an exciting game, really, and it's just like it was just weird. Literally every bar I went into, I don't think there was one UW fan. I was thinking maybe it's because UW was playing at home. So
And they
fans
were all
either
at the
there.
game?
Something.
and college football is supposed to be better than the NFL.
Okay,
It's
we're
not.
talking
Their
about
season's over after 1 or 2 losses.
because we're talking about the Pac-12. The Pac-12 against each other looks like this right now. Like, there's no team that's even like solidified themselves as being the best. Because I bet you Wazoo's going to lose to UW in the Apple Cup.
Bet.
I agree with that. I agree with Josh.
You have some bet takers here.
I already have. I can't remember if we explained. Well, let me explain what's going on.
Is
with
there a
Apple
force
Cup.
field there?
It's like
Derrick Rose.
2 magnets. I don't know what you want to bet, but I will say that for the Apple Cup, I'm doing a drinking game, and at the party that I'm going to be at, people pulling for the Cougars every time the Huskies score, we have to drink, and vice versa. Every time the Cougs
a good
score,
game.
the Huskies have to drink. So I'm really, 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 really hoping that UW doesn't win and win by a substantial margin.
You're hoping it's like 70-60 or something?
Highest scoring college football game of all
Seriously, dude.
time.
Just be passed out. No.
Everybody at the party.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, everyone would.
No one
die.
would be cheering every time
Honestly,
someone
You
scores.
don't even know what game's on.
Everyone would just be sighing, like
Yeah.
even the fans.
The only chance is that somehow there would be like the magic of Butch the Cougar with WSU to pull through, because win or lose, Cougs still booze. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you want to bet?
What should we bet?
Money.
Can we do like a switch of the sweatshirt?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Raul, do you want to move in? I couldn't hear you that, Mo.
Oh,
No one
I just switched the sweatshirts for a show.
Is that an XL?
It doesn't matter.
No, but you can fit it.
Yeah, you have to wear it regardless.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I can do that.
Yeah, I can do that too.
Wait,
so
we
then
would have to switch both.
Yeah, what?
We both
No,
lose?
whoever the team that wins doesn't have to wear the sweatshirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if WSU wins, you have to wear the sweatshirt
Yeah.
for a week, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
Not a week, just an episode.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
For a full week, you
I
can't.
like a week.
You can't even
You have
take
to
it
sleep
off.
in it,
You have to
shower,
play church ball in it.
go to work, wear my tie under it.
If UW wins, I don't think you'd want that back. If I wore it.
Why, you like
the
hung
entire
over or
week.
something from the game?
No, if I'm wearing it the entire week, I can even take it off to bathe.
have
It
to
wouldn't even be
bathe through
purple.
it.
It would be like beige at the end of it. It'd be no chance. But yeah, I take that bet.
Okay.
That's fair.
Let's
I
go.
like it. Friendly.
The
It's a
deep
friendly
shot full
rivalry.
of bets from every angle.
Pretty much.
Also, we already shook, but I propose another shake.
Okay.
Whichever team loses, they have to wear. It's already established. They have to wear the opposing team's sweatshirt. But then we get an apple, and you have to eat the apple within 45 seconds.
Okay. The whole apple?
Well, not the core.
I'm
Not
gonna like
the
cut
core.
my gums and stuff. You know
Why
when you bite
45
into an apple
seconds?
and it like kind of hurts a little bit? You guys ever have that?
No.
It's the first bite, right?
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know, it's just tough.
Yeah. I
Okay,
don't-
I'm down.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You said why 45 seconds?
Yeah.
Can we make it a minute?
That's pretty
A
fast.
minute.
A minute.
A minute.
Eat a whole
An
apple?
apple in a minute. Yeah, sure.
How
Can we
many-
get a countdown on the stream and stuff like that too?
We could. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Or
Josh
just,
in the
like,
corner
do a
eating the apple,
stopwatch.
or Chuck eating the apple.
It'll be like the hot dog Nathaniel's, whatever it is.
Nathan Peterman?
Shut,
Good old
shut your
Joey
mouth.
Chestnut.
Shut your mouth.
Sorry.
Joey Chestnut-esque.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kobayashi.
Nathan Peterman, good guy.
Stop.
Okay.
Enough.
Sorry.
Like this is already a triggering episode for me personally. So like, let's not get this. Like, keep on going. We got
Hey, I'm just
plenty
glad.
of other segments to piss me off.
I'm glad we're in agreement that the Cougs suck, because I got in a heated conversation with a Coug fan that they were really good.
Way to blow up my phone at like 2 a.m.
That was all his fault.
This was the first time. This game was the first game I've watched WSU play this season. Admittedly, like I'll admit it. I don't care. I almost swore because they're so bad.
They are.
They're so
They're not
bums.
even that
They're
good.
so bums.
Okay, but isn't Josh out here saying that their defense that they went against is actually solid?
No, he said Cal sucks. I said their defense is good.
Their defense is fine, but they're not that great.
I think Cal was a
They-
pest. They're good at
They
being
aren't.
a pest.
Yeah, Cal isn't good, but yeah, they're like a good pest. They're like a fly, like buzzing around you. They're just annoying.
Overperformed against UW and Wazoo.
Yeah, but they still made mistakes that cost them the game. Like their offense was trash.
I mean,
Cal's
say
offense.
the same thing about every single UW game this year. We haven't looked good besides the Colorado game.
Peterson on the hot seat.
No, not at all.
That's what I'm saying.
No, he's not on the hot seat, dude.
Get me on, softy.
Please. You should get Softy on our show. That'd be nice.
Well, we can try.
Okay.
Reach out to his agent or something. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. I don't know how you do that.
I should have reached out to James Paxton in the bathroom.
You should.
Dang it.
Season 2 reference. Can we get a Twitch update? Any comments going on?
Joey Chestnut, a San Jose legend from Lavina. And Joe says, terms of service, in all caps.
I don't.
What?
Terms
What
of
was that
service.
for?
I'm not sure
what
what
did
we
you guys
said.
violate?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe swearing.
I don't think anybody swore.
I
Well,
almost swore.
Chuck was about to swear.
That doesn't almost swearing doesn't violate terms of service though.
We're getting automized.
Maybe it was the hot dog eating in your mic.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or maybe it was the pre-roll for the countdown. I don't know.
True.
Anything else in there?
No.
Okay.
about it.
Let's move on to Derrick Rose.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We have Joe calling out Travis in that picture. Nike socks and Adidas shoes.
Let's pull it
No,
back
they're
up.
both Nike, Joe.
Let's analyze it.
And those are my trash shoes. They're not my basketball shoes. Both Nike. Good try, though.
Hey, Lavina.
Hey, Lavina.
Adidas.
Yeah, jersey. He
Adidas.
said socks and shoes.
There's an
Both Nike.
This picture is primarily Nike.
Yeah, it really is. And then
Except
SpongeBob.
for like the jerseys.
Sprinkles of Adidas.
And then sprinkles of SpongeBob.
And Baden.
Shout out SpongeBob. But yeah,
Nice calves, Winnie.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Been working on them.
I see you.
Dirk Nowitzki onesie.
that was a long jersey. It really was. I know we talked about Derrick Rose just a smidgens, but can we talk about it a little bit more because I have another article of clothing that I would like to show, but I got to take this off first. So Derrick
taking
Rose.
off.
Did you guys watch the career high performance?
Yeah.
A week after, or the week of I Love Derrick Rose, the single, which by the way is still, you can download it on SoundCloud.
Can I get it on Apple Music? It's the #1 single.
No, it's only on SoundCloud. I don't know how to put it on.
Hasn't gone viral yet.
No, I'm still waiting on it, which I was disappointed because.
Same.
But anyways.
What? Antoine Griezmann.
Antoine Griezmann, national jersey.
Dang it.
I had to do it to him because he did so good for our boy Derrick Rose.
He did.
I got the Griezmann swag.
Hotline
so.
bling.
Yeah, exactly. So, let me get the soundboard up because I didn't even have it opened up. I wasn't even planning.
That's
on
a
using
fresh
it.
jersey, Chuck.
It's a good clean fit.
It's like $25 on Amazon too.
Nice.
It was a must.
I like it.
I love Derrick Rose.
Thanks, Antoine. All right, more NBA news. I'm sure you guys will love this. Everyone, including I found this a very very important clip that had to be shared with everyone. Let me pull this up. This is highlights from the Jerusalem Basketball League in which Amari Stoudemire
I saw this
plays
live.
in.
What station would they be broadcasting this? ESPNJ.
He really is a stud. He's a Jerusalem stud.
That's like his normal shot.
I'm just really kind of baffled that this kind of highlight makes the Instagram like worthy. It
Like if he shot a 3, that's how he would shoot it with one hand.
It's accurate. It's very accurate. That's all the accuracy, actually. But yeah, enough of that nonsense. Lakers, how the Lakers doing? I'm getting more nervous of our bet, the LeVar Ball bet, because the Lakers just can't seem
Yeah,
to
because the
figure it
Lakers
out.
are not beating the Warriors.
They have a month and a half to get their baloney together for them to go up against the Warriors.
I mean,
on
they
Christmas
won.
Day.
They won in Portland for the first time in like 15 years or something, and
Oh,
LeBron was
it
at
was
negative
like-
22.
It wasn't 15 years. I think
It was a
like
long
6
time.
years.
No, it was.
It was in the 2010s for sure.
Oh, okay, well, it was a long time, anyways, and they play like a lot every year.
It was a good win too. They look good.
Yeah, I mean, the negative 22 by LeBron kind of shows to me that LeBron doesn't have to be on his A game to win. I mean, LeBron's still been a beast this year, even though Laker fans are annoying about it. But
Josh Hart's shoes were on his A game on this play.
that's the second time he almost stepped out of bounds doing something crazy like that this year.
But did he though?
He tweeted today, if I would have
Nope.
kept running for the layup, that wouldn't have happened. He said that was his fault.
Is that like the end of the game type thing? or-
Yeah.
But yeah, get nervous, Chuck, because the Warriors are gonna blow them out. Sorry,
I
bud.
played the Warriors in 2K and got absolutely smacked. I was so angry.
You lost to the computer. Oh my god!
I'll admit it. I don't care. It was not. Yeah, it was not fun.
Unbelievable. You should have streamed it.
I was no, because I was saying all sorts of profanity, and my mom opened up her door from up. She's like, "Is it a game or what?" I'm like, "Yes, mother."
You getting attacked up there, Chuck?
Yeah, it sucked. It absolutely sucked. Speaking of sucking, according to you guys pre-show, Rajon Rondo is kind of a scummy person.
I mean, last week we discussed this. Yes, we thought he was most definitely at fault for a lot of that fight.
I don't really have an issue with him, but yeah.
Same, but I think he's just kind of funny.
Why is...
I mean, you guys remember when DeMarcus Cousins, he was like, he wanted to keep Rondo on the Kings with him. He's like, he's an asshole just like me.
Yeah.
Winston. I mean, Raul.
He's a booty hole just like me.
Come on, man.
Sorry.
Boo.
All right, well, it's not working for our normal means, but that's fine. We'll pull it up like this.
Bruh, report.
Bruh.
Bro report.
You calling him out?
He's saying she's too turnt.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's not a booty hole.
Somebody said he was making fun of her being pigeon-toed.
What's pigeon-toed mean? Just like light on your feet?
So when
Too
you
light?
Isn't that where your feet are like pointed like this?
Yeah.
Oh, they're like at an angle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean,
My mom says Chuck looks like Klay Thompson.
that's more of an insult to Klay Thompson, honestly.
You
Creepo.
Totem
shoot-
pole Thompson.
You shoot like Klay Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Totem pole head ass. So you can say the A word, but not the A-hole word.
Nope.
Raul.
Rondo Goat. He spit in CP3's face.
Is
Who's
that
that, who's that
Joe?
from?
That's from Joe.
Nice.
I also
Very
feel like
nice.
Lavina might say that too. I
I
feel like
know.
Lavina doesn't like the ball.
Yeah.
Joe trying to trigger Winston.
It's all good, brother.
We weren't phased.
No.
This one is for Travis because I refuse to identify with this this baloney in the Eastern Conference.
So much baloney.
All the baloney. Yeah, I'm just because
Let's
I actually can hold my tongue,
go.
Raul, and not say swears. I can come up with alternatives.
Here goes the loud
You know
clap.
who else has been seeming to hold their tongue? Drummond.
Let's go.
He owns real estate in Drummond's head.
Do we have the tweet, Chuck?
I don't have the tweet
Let's
because
go.
I don't want the tweet. But Joel Embiid's an absolute savage. Hit him with the hashtag bum on Twitter for the world to see.
Tell Drummond to
I was
step it up.
personally embarrassed.
Embiid just showed that he's the best center in the East and maybe in the NBA,
It's Griffin's
kid.
team now.
I can't argue
Yep.
with that. I can't argue with that. I really can't.
Better than Anthony Davis.
Quite possibly.
More center than Anthony Davis on the real.
Don't think Anthony Davis is
Not a center.
as elite as. I mean, he's elite, but
Chuck needs to own up for Andre Drummond. Needs to hold him accountable.
I gave Embiid props. Like Embiid's playing like the better center in the East.
So are you
Especially
mad,
when
are
they
you mad
match
at
up.
Drummond? Does he need to step it up?
Yeah.
He's
I
playing
could-
like a
I
guard.
should probably be more mad at Blake Griffin. Mike Judge. Blake Griffin, because Blake Griffin kind of destroyed the entire workings of that team, because then it just turned into ISO ball when Blake Griffin's on the floor.
to be
Very
fair,
true.
To be fair, he's been doing it pretty efficiently.
I don't care, though. I don't like that brand of
You don't have a
basketball.
point
I mean,
guard.
Drummond's been good too.
We
He's
got
just
Bobby
been trash.
Schmurder.
Huh?
Bobby Schmurder.
Reggie Jackson
Yeah.
sucks.
But
Oh yeah, that guy's
Reggie
awful.
Jackson is not good.
Yeah.
And then you have Ish Smith coming off the bench.
I think it's more so that it's not like it's like they're trying to just run ISO ball. I just don't think they have the right playmakers.
That's
out
what I'm
there on the
saying.
court.
They don't have a point guard. They don't have anybody to handle the ball besides Blake Griffin's their best playmaker.
They got Reggie, bro.
Yeah.
He should be their playmaker.
Yeah.
Balbe. Oh, then get a point guard. Get rid of Blake Griffin and get a point
Trust
guard.
me, you guys might know, but JC, who's a huge Phoenix Suns fan, is dying for a point guard himself over there to play with Booker and Aiden. So
How does that help with
I'm just saying, it seems
Detroit's
like,
woes?
I'm just saying there's a shortage of demand of playmakers out
He
there on the
tweeted
market.
a picture of Devin Booker and John Wall together. Today,
Could that happen? Do you see the Wizards
Yeah, the
unloading
Wizards
on
are
John Wall?
Suns.
Yeah. John Wall looks like he's 80 now.
Ma'am.
Great for my fantasy team.
Drummond is
John
Embiid's
Wall's
son.
been like his like athleticness, athleticism, his athleticism has been like overrated in a way.
I mean, he has
He
the
pl-
speed.
But he plays like slow now. Like you watch his game and he just like looks like he's like slow. I don't know.
I haven't really watched any Wizards basketball.
Don't-
It's
I don't
trash.
think he's a
I
top
haven't
tier
wa-
point guard
I haven't
anymore.
watched any, but I've simply just seen him like the box scores because he's on my fantasy team
Mm-hmm.
and he seems to be horrible at shooting free throws.
Yeah.
Not the most efficient from the field, and has a severe turnover problem.
Yeah. I don't think
So-
he's been a top tier point guard for a
So
while.
in other words, that was a bad second round pick by me.
So send him to Phoenix and he'll magically get better.
I have to imagine it might be better.
Was it him or Beal that had the issues with the front office in DC?
I thought it was John Wall.
Trump, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, then unload him and send him to Detroit.
Like-
Detroit's closer to DC than Phoenix.
They're not gonna trade for a point guard. They have Reggie Jackson like under contract for a while.
Yeah.
Then dump the contract. Get rid of it.
I think they need to get rid of Drummond.
I think the
He needs
Lakers
to go to the G League
need to get rid of KCP.
or whatever it's called now.
It's the G League.
No, he
Formerly the D League. Formerly the Development League. Formerly
Formerly,
NOLA.
yeah. Sorry, Drummond.
Sorry, Drummond.
I mean, he's dominant against everyone except Embiid. And that's like, it's historically accurate too. Like Embiid just has his number.
That's your biggest competitor, though.
Embiid
Yeah.
in his own category for, or his own tier.
For MVP talk.
No, I mean that too, but for center talk,
Yeah.
Is
But-
Embiid the front runner for MVP?
no. I don't think so.
Who is?
Steph.
Probably.
Dude, he's actually like, it's crazy, and I hate to say it because their team is dumb, but like the things he's doing this year, like he's actually gotten better. And I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah, it's like annoying how
He's
like
been like crazy efficient from the 3-point
people don't
line.
even talk about it really. Like
don't
honestly,
care.
Steph is like underrated, low key.
Yeah, like I talk so much crap about the Warriors now because they did ruin the NBA. Sorry, Lavina.
Yeah, sorry, Lavina and Eleanor.
But like a lot of the plays he's been making aren't a result of the offense, as like I would say Kevin Durant is. He just like creates things. Like just the plays he's been making lately are.
The team is the way it is because of Steph.
Agreed.
That's true, but
Bigger effect on the game than Kevin Durant.
People disregard any success of the Warriors because even winning a championship is now disregarded. Like, you guys see all the tweets? Derrick Rose career high game was more meaningful than Kevin Durant getting his rings.
Yes.
There's so much truth in that.
I mean, it is pretty true.
Like, people care more about, like, maybe there's like a nostalgic element to Derrick Rose playing like he was young.
I don't think there's
an
anybody
NBA that wasn't tarnished by the Golden State Warriors.
I mean, it's just Kevin Durant. Like, people respected the Warriors when they won without Durant. But there was still, like, somewhat of an asterisk just because Kyrie and Love were hurt, but they still, like, respected their skill.
Yeah, but that's just, like, situational.
Yeah.
It's just a scenario you got to deal with.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard one NBA fan ever talk anything bad about Derrick Rose.
I'll give you an unpopular opinion. His MVP year wasn't that great.
Agreed with
agree with
that.
that one.
LeBron got robbed.
LeBron did get robbed.
He's the youngest MVP, though.
Why not me? Do you guys remember that speech? It was actually pretty good.
Why not me?
I think isn't that what he said? Or he said, "Why can't?"
Was that like an Adidas commercial?
No, that was his MVP speech.
Oh, I don't know any MVP speeches besides Durant's, the real MVP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one's actually good.
Wait, wasn't Derrick Rose crying in his MVP?
I think
he got like emotional.
Yeah,
he got emotional after his career high game too.
Yeah, he did. That was cool, especially because he got the game-saving block too in the corner on the three. That was pretty sweet.
And then got hurt next game.
Mm-hmm.
Career in a nutshell in 2 games.
We got a couple chat updates here.
Yeah, what's going on?
Warriors talk with a bunch of sleeping faces from Joe.
Agreed.
Adversity from Joe in all caps. Lavina said, outsider's perspective is interesting. Everyone around me cares.
No, Lavina also went on record and said that she wants Durant off the team. So
Oh, Lavina, can this be confirmed?
That's a local correspondent right there.
Can this be confirmed, Lavina?
Look, let's be honest. She's just like tired of all of this. Like
she is.
Yeah. Joe says LeBron needs more Hall of Famers in all caps.
Tyson Chandler coming to the Lakers.
That's the equivalence of Cousins and Durant going to the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
No,
that's what the Warrior fans will say.
Dude, it's actually funny because some Warriors legitimately think that. Like when who did they get? When LeBron got Kyle Korver in Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
They were like, dude, this isn't fair.
And Derrick Rose and Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade. That was a big one too.
And they dumped him on the trade deadline. Like, we're not going to win with these jabronis.
This is their point guard. He averaged 31 one year.
Can I give you guys one perspective though? Yes, there was that, but I feel like from my perspective,
Darren Williams.
No, from my perspective, because I'm not the biggest LeBron fan. I respect him for the greatness, but it's just like when the Cavaliers got like guys, or I can't remember. Was it like Channing Frye?
You can't even remember who they got. That's how bad they are.
Like Channing Frye's a prime example. Like when he went on, was it the Cavs or was it the Heat? Like that.
Cavs.
Okay.
Cavs.
When he went on the Cavaliers, you guys, like Travis especially, before he even made an impact or played a game, he was saying, this is a good move. It's a guy that
it's a solid move.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a difference maker. I'm just saying you said it was a solid move that
it's a solid move.
But as soon but I'm just saying as soon as like he goes out there and has a bad game or like it just turns out to be irrelevant because obviously they run into like the Warriors or something like that. You just start criticizing. It's like
because they're not good.
It's a good move in a non-modern day NBA. If we revert back to like 5-6 years ago when the league was actually competitive, and that's a solid, well put together team.
And then I could say the same thing about Korver, obviously. Like when you
I agree
Korver,
because
like,
you're just getting shooters around LeBron. That's all Channing
It's
Frye
like a
was
good
as well.
move for like getting like 10 or 15 points.
But
sometimes.
I'm saying as soon as they disappear and when it matters, like these guys are trash. He doesn't have any help.
Yeah,
like,
they're not good.
But you're saying though when they first get acquired that
it's
LeBron
a solid move,
help,
but they're inconsistent. It's not like a game-changing thing.
I would say that in a way though to not make an excuse for LeBron or for the Cavs. I'm saying that's the reason why they suck. Like they just can't. Like that's just not good enough for today's NBA.
When Tyson Chandler got picked up, I said, yeah, it's a good backup center to have. Like it's a good move. It's not like he's going to win a ring because of it.
I'm saying you're going from it's a good move, so aka it's a piece that helps the team in a way. But as soon as you don't win the championship, they disappoint when it matters. It's like you start criticizing him. It's just like
it's a piece that can help you win, but not a piece to win a championship.
What about when the Mavs got Harrison Barnes?
He hasn't looked too bad. He averaged like 20.
Inconsistent.
I thought he was part of the Warriors. Or he was part of the Warriors championship run.
He doesn't look bad. Averaged like 18 or 20.
And if we go back to the Tyson Chandler pickup, I'm looking at that as a short term. The Lakers have not been good since the season has started. Tyson Chandler is a wily vet who's going to whip these young whippersnappers into shape because they don't.
He's literally.
I wouldn't want to be lectured by Rondo.
He's literally equivalent to what JaVale McGee is right now, just coming off the bench. That's
Yeah.
that's why I like the move.
Yeah, like it's a fine move. Like
It's
they
a
don't have
fi-
a backup center. It's not like they're getting Kevin Durant.
It's a good move for them, but they're still probably going to lose in the conference finals or
Yeah,
something.
it doesn't make them like leaps and bounds a better team, but
but
internally,
it helps you.
Yeah, it keeps,
That's all I'm
Okay,
saying.
well, there you
He's
go.
gonna
There
keep
you go.
his
That's
job.
the key right there.
That-
it helps you.
yeah.
But as soon as it doesn't work out and it
What do you mean
results
it
in the
doesn't
championship-
work out?
I'm just mad because
AKA
we're
they don't
losing.
win. AKA they don't win a championship.
Yeah, I never said they were going to win a championship with Korver and Fry.
Well, no,
like
but
what?
then no, I'm not saying win a championship, but you're saying this is help. But as soon as they don't win, you say LeBron has no help.
Travis
because
is
he
a fair-
doesn't.
It's just Travis is a fair weather critic.
That's not being a fair weather critic.
No, but how is getting these people, which is help, and then all of a sudden they don't win, and you say he has no help?
It's a fine move. It's like a guy that's going to play like 15 minutes.
I say that's adding help though. Like these.
That isn't barely any help. That's just getting an NBA player.
It's like buying stock in MySpace. Like, it helps your portfolio, but is it going to make you a millionaire? Not anymore. Like, Tyson Chandler is in the MySpace of basketball right now. Like, he was good. He was at the top of his game years back.
He was never MySpace.
Yeah, he was not MySpace.
He was MySpace.
No.
He was MySpace post-Facebook.
Okay.
He's like the
Dude,
number
you think-
two,
you-
number
you
three guy.
thinking Tyson Chandler is like some kind of.
That's what most NBA fans probably think or thought like when he was good.
He was MySpace.
Chuck
know.
speaks for like probably 70% of NBA fans, honestly.
So was that bad?
People thought he was no. I'm saying people think like Tyson Chandler is like good, probably.
I have respect for him. I think he's a good player. I think he has a good track record, a good resume.
Yeah, and he
I
was
don't
like a
think he's
defensive player of the year and
Yeah.
a
MySpace was a
championship.
pinnacle at one
That's what
point.
I'm saying. He's not a Hall of Famer.
No, he's not a Hall of Famer.
He
I'm not
might
saying
be.
that.
Like he's borderline.
I don't know. Maybe MySpace was a bad
Tyson
example.
Chandler.
He has a defensive player of the year and a ring.
We're just letting everybody into the Hall of Fame now.
I mean,
Well,
the NBA is
to be fair-
easy to get in the
fair,
Hall of
it's the
Fame.
basketball Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
and they let literally anyone in.
That's stupid.
Dude, it's like
Yeah, it's easy.
they let like college coaches in. They let
that's true.
You know what I mean?
Okay, but they didn't
College water boys.
actually play on the court like Tyson. I don't know. Tyson Chandler, man. Like, is
he
Derrick
might
Rose
be a Hall of Famer.
Derrick Rose a Hall of Famer?
He should be.
He's had one. Is Isaiah Thomas a Hall of Famer?
Absolutely not.
No.
He averaged 30.
So
Once.
what?
What did Derrick Rose average?
He won an MVP and he has playoff
25 and
success.
7 in his MVP year.
Yeah, and
And-
Isaiah
and-
Thomas averaged 30 and like
Derrick
7.
Rose has had way better years than Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah
Rose
Thomas
is-
had like
Isaiah Thomas
one
went
good
to the
year.
Eastern Conference Finals that year.
So did Derrick Rose's MVP year.
and lost
So did Isaiah
while
Thomas.
averaging 25 and 7.
Look at Derrick Rose's track record, dude. Consistently injured. He's consistent.
Okay, so he gets in
shows up.
because his potential
was consistent.
So Brandon Roy had potential to be one of the greatest players ever.
No, Derrick Rose had a better NBA career. Has had a better NBA career than Brandon Roy.
True.
He's had 2 productive seasons in the NBA.
Maybe three. Maybe three.
Maybe 3.
That's still like
And that qualifies for
Roy
the Hall
probably
of
had
Fame.
just as much.
I love
Yeah.
Derrick Rose. Like, I have a special part from right
Oh
here.
wait. Say that again.
I love Derrick Rose.
that's going in the remix.
Derrick Rose.
I
Yeah.
have a special place.
Best believe there'll be a remix. You're getting new content here in this conversation.
I have a special place for him in my heart, but he's not a Hall of Famer.
Derrick Rose, probably not.
More of a Hall of Famer than Brandon Roy.
I do agree with that.
I'm not saying Brandon Roy's a Hall of Famer. I'm saying that's the same qualifications. Qualifications.
No, you said it right. I was just laughing about Brandon Roy.
I know.
Sorry, buddy. Love you.
Brandon Roy probably had like 4 or 5 good years in Portland.
He's also in Portland too. Look at it's a small market team.
I mean, can we pull up
compared to
Rose's
Chicago.
stats?
So
like
because he's in Chicago and he won the MVP, he's
Chuck,
automatically
I don't make the
qualified.
rules, but I'm just saying.
Could you pull up Rose's career stats? Just go to NBA reference.
I'm sure he's averaged like around 20 at least like 5 years.
I actually just pulled these up the other day because I wanted to see his MVP year stats. It was
5
a
years
little-
of 20?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
He did not have that. He was averaging like 18 and stuff his like rookie year and his like sophomore
That's
year.
still like pretty good.
Oh, there he is.
Wow.
Do we
Dude,
get
that's like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like almost 5 years. He had 18 as well one year.
Played 39
He had
games.
18 2 years, 16.
Played 39 games.
That's
40,
true.
43%, 44%, 35%.
Never 1 year with more than 1 steal a game.
Thanks, Winston.
3 All-Stars, 1
still
MVP.
stolen MVP? Oh!
Just look at that. His MVP year, he had averaged 1 steal a game.
I'm glad you'd agree that LeBron got robbed of the
Three and
MVP
a half
that year.
3.5 turnovers per game in his MVP year.
It's not that bad.
Meh.
Can we now pull up Brandon Royce, please?
And then Isaiah Thomas.
No,
Yes, please.
because Isaiah is
Seriously.
not even in the conversation.
Yes, he is.
No, he is not.
By your guys' qualifications, he is.
Enough.
He's not a Hall of Famer whatsoever. Dude, Rose's stats are way better.
Don't agree.
Yeah, not like longevity wise. It's not even close.
Longevity, I would think stats. How many times?
I like those 4 years from Roy.
It's not even that much better.
How many years did a Brandon Roy-led Trailblazers team make the playoffs? Wasn't it just 1 year?
I think, what are the
They got
stars?
past the first round.
Are the stars
This is
every year?
all-star.
All-Star appearances.
Can we, just for,
No, Isaiah,
please
sorry.
just Isaiah real quick.
I would, but I don't want to spell Isaiah. 'Cause I don't know how to
Come on, it's
spell
IS. It pops up for you after. IS.
Mike.
Yikes.
Yikes.
No touchy.
I didn't mean to.
It's there already.
A.
Isaiah
NBA
The wrong one.
executives.
Type A. Type A. I. A.
H.
It's
Bottom.
there.
UW bias.
Mm-hmm.
All I'll say. Clay Thompson, totem pole head ass.
No success.
20, 28, 22, 19.
No team success.
46% from the field, 37.
No team success, and is the worst defensive player in basketball.
2.5 turnovers per game.
Okay.
Okay, so just think about his best year right here, 2016-17. I wish we could. Where's our
Yeah, that's
producer?
better than, like-
Can you put together the two stats?
There's way too much.
I know you're right.
That's better than anything Rose did.
We
Yeah,
don't
I
have number
agree.
crunchers.
Yeah, and Rose didn't have longevity or continued success. He had 2 good years.
He was like hovering around 18 like some of those years.
So was Isaiah.
Yeah, and Isaiah's had less team success than Rose.
Isaiah's been in the league for.
And he doesn't have an MVP.
Since we're all just
7 years.
throwing names and MVP and all this kind, just throw another unpopular opinion.
Please, please, please.
Chris Paul's runner-up year for MVP was better than Derrick Rose's MVP
Chris
year.
Paul's a Hall of Famer, like
Thank you.
undoubtedly.
Well, yeah.
But why is Chris Paul a Hall of Famer and not?
He's been in the league for like 13 years.
Hold on, who was in his draft class?
Average what? 10 assists for like.
Could you pull up the stats, please? while we're up here?
This was just supposed to be like a simple conversation of how Derrick Rose deserves all the praise that we
What?
give him. What?
His nickname is Pizza Guy.
King in the fourth.
Definitely
the
not.
fourth.
Definitely not.
Pizza Guy.
I'm pulling up Chris Paul.
88%
please.
from the free throw line.
Wow, that's
Sorry,
a Hall of Famer.
Sorry,
Hall of-
Derek.
That's a
Hall
Hall
of
of
Fame
Famer
type
if I've
numbers.
seen one.
Good call in the 13 years, by the way.
Christopher.
Thank you.
I think it was 08-09 was the runner-up to MVP.
Look, 12 assists per game.
Was that the year he?
And 3 turnovers.
That wasn't no. 2000 NBA 2K8 was the Chris Paul on the cover. It was the first 2K I bought.
Was it a
Memories.
good 2K check?
From what I recall, I remember playing Allen Iverson from the Nuggets. I thought that it was really
Ooh.
It was better than current day 2K.
debatable.
Can we just look at those steals, man?
Better than current day Fortnite.
I agree.
Yeah, he steals a lot.
Robber.
Rookie,
2.3.
16 and 8.
I mean, no one's comparing Paul to Rose.
I just wanted to throw that
I
out
know.
there for the sake of Rose's MVP.
Nobody's comparing
Had this
Isaiah
discussion with
to,
Clary one year.
Nobody's comparing Isaiah to Derrick Rose, but
Should
Yeah,
we
'cause
just
it's
compare?
I digress.
Comparable.
Just because we're here, should we just compare Isaiah Thomas to Isaiah Thomas?
yeah,
The
the other
the
one.
Pistons one, yeah,
Mhm. I think he's a little bit better.
maybe. Maybe just on that name, you think Isaiah Thomas can go to the front office of the Basketball Hall of Fame and be like, "Oh, we have the same name. Can I get
Can I
in,
get in?"
please?
I'll just sneak in. Just add one more letter to my name.
Room for one more."
I mean, at this rate, everybody's gonna be in.
Agreed on that one.
Jetty Osman's gonna be in there soon.
Which means that Andre Drummond will be a Hall of Famer, which means that the conversation we had earlier doesn't matter.
Which
I'm
means he's
fine
still
with it.
Embiid's son.
I'm fine with it. Son in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
All right, can we move on to football now?
Okay.
This was a story that actually broke in 2013, but I think because the Raiders are so gosh darn awful, this story resurfaced. So Jamarcus Russell, if we don't remember him, was a number 1 overall pick in 2004.
Probably not that
Was it
Long
4
ago.
or was it 6?
6 would be my guess.
We have, the, we
2007.
have the power of Google.
We
Yeah.
do. You do, but I wanted to flex
Chuck,
my...
you're supposed to research that.
I did. I read it earlier. Jamarcus Russell. 2007. Okay. 2007 number 1 overall pick. Considered one of the biggest draft busts in football. So what the Raiders did with Jamarcus Russell, this phenom coming out of LSU, is they thought that his work ethic was not all there. So the coaching staff tested him. John Gruden, I think, was gone. Maybe. So they gave him tapes and had him look at the tapes, go home, review the schemes of the teams, the players, whatever, and then come to practice the next day. Oh, what did you think about these schemes? So, oh, they're good. Like, let's go play. Raiders got on to this little fib, and they sent him home with blank tapes. And they asked him the same question. He gets to practice the next day. Oh, what did you think about the schemes that we highlighted? He's like, oh, yeah, it was great. Let's go play. They're like, there was nothing on it, you dingus. And that's why Jamarcus Russell has no job.
He got exposed by his own team.
Yeah, that's wrong.
I think they held it like that information secret for a while. Because like I said, the story was from 2013. It's now resurfacing now because the Raiders are so buns. But yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. John Gruden's plan, though, I'll say that.
Worst pick, Jamarcus Russell or Malik McDowell?
Different sport. Malik McDowell's going to the Hall of Fame.
Different
McDowell's
sport.
on the Seahawks. That's how
Oh, I think
much bust
Malik
he
Monk.
is.
Malik Monk. Malik Monk's going to the Hall of Fame. So, yeah, you're right. We shouldn't, yeah, we can't.
Every
compare that.
player that's drafted is just going into the Hall of Fame.
Guaranteed.
Pretty much.
Guaranteed.
Luka?
Yes, sir.
Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
I once heard a story that he could throw 65 yards from his knees,
It's true.
It's pretty cool.
but he doesn't play
I once
anymore 'cause
threw
he's a bum.
I once threw a ball over those mountains.
Right over the
And
mountains.
did you yell kaboom?
Right over the mountains. So, yeah, well, I don't know. What's worse for the Raiders right now, the fans in Oakland or the soon-to-be fans in Las Vegas?
Their coach.
Gruden's plan. How dare you?
10 years.
Raiders are the worst team in football. Not even a close second.
They're going to be bad for a while.
Yeah.
Honestly,
The-
Buffalo's
Gruden's
worse.
plan,
the,
though.
the Bills are not worse.
Dude,
the Bills' defense is good.
Peterman is
You
like
watch your tongue. You say it wrong. Say the name wrong.
Petermanson.
Petermanson.
Thank you.
Petermanson.
Three
is,
picks today. When I checked it, he probably threw 6
That was
more.
on your
He's
fantasy
in a-
team, against your fantasy team, Chuck.
What?
The picks. Because
Oh, the-
Chicago defense was going
We
against
need, to, we need to
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about Petermanson for 1 second.
Petermanson.
The fact that this man has not only started today's game, but multiple starts in the NFL goes to
rough.
he's
Kaepernick should be starting.
No. He is a prime
Agreed.
example that anything can, like, you can work as hard as you want and you can make your dreams come true and become a starting quarterback in the
Seriously.
NFL.
Is he a Make-A-Wish kid?
It's so bad.
Sorry, Petermanson.
Sorry, Peterman.
No, that's just. This criticism is just.
He's
This man is absolute garbage.
He is not
He's
fit
bad.
to go out on the field and lead 10 other people like down the field like on the drive. Like,
What do
he's-
the other players probably think when they're in the huddle with
Honestly.
him? Like,
Dude, Kelvin's probably just wondering what's for dinner later that night. And,
Dude, just
nom,
take
nom.
a
and
knee.
Shady's just thinking about hitting other women.
no, Shady.
Oh, God.
Shady's
This is
just
a Bills roast.
Shady is just trying
Jordan
to.
Poyer's thinking about Rachel Bush.
Shady's just out here like I think he had 10 carries for 10 yards today, so
Nice,
he
Shady.
was probably just trying to see like make sure at least he averages 1 yard a carry. Anything under
Nice.
is just
Just run out the
unacceptable.
clock.
Wanted to
and-
stay healthy.
Unacceptable. So I would say right now, at least from an
Longevity.
offensive perspective, they might be worse. Than the
Oh,
Raiders.
yeah. No, the Bills have the worst offense in the NFL, no doubt.
I'm really upset about it because I made all of the different parts of the Josh Allen meter, and they'll never see the light of day because the Bills aren't winning any more
I
games
mean,
the rest of the season.
If he comes back and starts leading them to victory, I mean that bar is going to be moving.
We're getting to the point of no return where it'll be statistically impossible for this proposition to even come to fruition.
at one point.
Like, you realize that.
This is why we made the proposition, though, because we were
know what?
confident that it wasn't going to happen.
You know what? That's true, but I think in the process, I became a Josh Allen fan, and I kinda
just wanted it to
that-
happen?
That shirt.
I
I don't know.
understand.
If we can continue it on next year, I wouldn't be mad about it.
I think the Bills should pick you up since you are a free agent.
We're all free agents. Any one of us in here can be a better quarterback than Nathaniel Peterman.
Are you saying you should go in as a free agent as a tight end though?
No, I was saying quarterback.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I
because
transitioned.
after I saw what happened with Connor throwing that pass to him and it went right through your hands, I don't know.
Whatever. No word about
Which one? There's multiple.
Yeah, no, Bills. And I like to say, too, like a good percentage of the Deep Shot Instagram followers are Bills Mafia fans. I just feel like there's a
Look, they know
core
too.
of the audience that we can't deliver to because Nathaniel gosh darn Petermanson. I'm so angry.
That's his middle name.
Gosh darn.
Gosh darn.
Gosh darn pick throwing Petermanson.
Now get out there.
That's his full name. All right, speaking of teams that score touchdowns, or speaking of teams that actually do score touchdowns, this happened. I haven't watched this yet, but Travis, you want to tell us about this?
Yeah, so Michael Thomas scored a late TD against the Rams in what was probably the biggest game of the week, and he burnt former UW corner Marcus Peters pretty badly on the play, and he pulls out his cell phone. Word to Joe Horn. If you're not familiar with Joe Horn, he was a former Saints receiver, and he pulled out his cell phone when he scored a touchdown late in the game as well, so it was kind of lit when Michael Thomas did it as well, and Thomas ended up catching over 220 yards on the day, and he's maybe the best receiver in football.
Makes me think, are there old flip phones under every single field goal post?
You know, I don't think so.
Well, okay. When did Joe Horn do his celebration? Like
He
15, 20 years ago?
I mean, probably not that long, but
10
like,
years ago?
Yeah, he did the same thing.
And then here we are in 2018, and flip phones are still under. I think
Yep.
it's like a security
It's the
thing.
same one.
There was also a tweet that said he put a flip phone underneath both goalposts. So
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
You got to
Smart
cover
guy.
all your
Yeah.
bases. Yeah,
Smart
Mhm.
guy.
that's a good move.
Yeah, but no, I'm also going to go on record and say the Saints are the best team in football too. So
Just because they beat the Rams?
I mean, I just think they're the best
And
team.
because
Their
Kamara's on
offense is
your
unstoppable.
Fantasy team?
Yeah, that too. Their offense is unstoppable. Their run defense is really good. Their secondary is getting better. I just think they're the most complete team in football right now.
Chuck, can we look at the better celebration real quick?
Where is it?
That'd be the Seahawks.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't even put two and two together. I should probably put those right by each other.
It's okay.
Yeah, I would actually agree the Seahawks topped.
Yeah, there's better.
Oh, yeah. I got to go here because Twitter.
It wasn't a tribute though.
You don't need a tribute for it to be good. This was like choreographed. I don't want to
Yeah.
spoil it.
This is why we lost the game, because we were doing this during practice.
Mm-hmm.
Dancing with the Stars. At least they scored.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to my knowledge, the Seahawks are having the best touchdown celebrations week in and week out. They just don't really win games.
Look at the ref. He's just like fed up in the left corner. He's like, all right, guys, let's go now.
Today.
Come on.
He's like,
Before I flag you, come
Yeah.
on, let's
He's
go
like,
now.
I'm not allowed to flag you guys anymore. It sucks.
Nice. All right, now let's jump on over to. Did I already close it out? I did close it out. I want to talk about how good it must feel to be former Oklahoma Sooner, he's been all over the league.
Former Viking.
Viking,
Ram.
Eagle, was it an
Ram,
Eagle?
yeah.
Ram?
Eagle. mhm.
Future Hall of Famer.
Sam Bradford. He could buy his way in at this point.
Do you think Nathan Petermanson could be that good one day?
You think
money wise? Who's gonna pick him up?
I'll
after
tell you
this
what, he'll
season?
definitely tie Bradford with the playoff appearances.
Nice.
What about like Nick Mullins or whatever his name is?
Oh, he's
yeah.
on here too. Yeah, he ended up. We don't have to. There's just a picture of his before and after on his Twitter.
Dude, he
but
just needs like one or two more good games before they throw a big contract at him.
Mm-hmm.
that's true, especially in San Francisco.
Yeah.
He's starting the rest of the year too.
Mhm.
He's gonna get his opportunity.
Yep.
Garoppolo V2 2018.
Yep. Garoppolo getting traded.
That was crazy though. Where at halftime he started the game just a nobody, and at halftime he was verified on Twitter.
Yeah.
Really?
Pretty neat. Yeah,
Dude, his interview was so humble after.
he's from Alabama, right?
Yeah.
This looks like he's like 13.
Went to
He
the
just
same
looks-
college as Brett Favre.
Looks like a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd stay humble talking to Aaron Andrews too.
True. Fair enough.
Nice.
Down
Nice.
arrow.
Fair enough.
Nice. All right, what else we got in here? Derp. Seahawks taken care of. Mullen, Seahawks.
Seahawks with a heartbreaking loss too.
Agreed.
What's more heartbreaking is that I picked up Antonio Gates for this week because Zach Ertz was benched and he didn't even catch a single ball.
I
One of
mean,
the best tight ends. He's going to the Hall of Fame. Best tight ends in NFL history doesn't catch a pass.
he's
Come on,
like
man.
40 years
I don't
old
care. I
now.
needed just a couple points. A couple. I got nothing.
Chuck,
Yes.
could you let me know when we're down to the last segment before we switch on to whatever? Because I wanted to bring up a little quick discussion.
Oh, we just got like the We're not really doing them this season with the bricks. We got just the 2 bricks.
That's it?
Yeah.
So I have something to talk about football related, is now the time?
Oh, yeah, now's the time.
Okay.
Shoot.
Can I ask you guys your humble opinion on this little debate that me and Travis have had the last couple weeks? Mm-hmm. This is in regard.
Why haven't you saved it for the pod? That's my question.
We are saving it for the
It's here.
podcast.
It's
It's
here
happening now.
and I would
yeah.
like your opinions.
All right, apologies.
Sure.
So, as you guys know, Julio Jones, great receiver.
Mm-hmm. Scored his first touchdown.
First touchdown, yep. And,
Former unofficial sponsor of this show.
right. And like you said, it's his first touchdown score in, I think, 12 regular season games, not including postseason, because he has scored in postseason, more so than Antonio Brown. Just got to throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
But do you believe that his lack of scoring touchdowns in the regular season is detrimental to his title as one of the best receivers in football?
Yes.
Do you?
I mean, I don't know what it's a result of because I don't watch enough of
Okay.
their games, but I feel like that is. I mean, because that's ultimately, especially being that big of a receiver,
Right.
and they have a pretty decent red zone offense, don't they?
Great red
Red zone offense.
Without Julio.
But let me throw a few facts out there for
Yep.
you. I believe today, since week 1, actually, because today he didn't even get a red zone target either. He hasn't had a red zone target since week 1 of this season.
But what does that attribute to? Like,
I think it comes down to utilization.
Yeah.
And this isn't taking away from their red zone offense. Like you said, it's a very efficient red zone offense. I can give you an actual number if you give me one moment.
sure. Yeah.
But
Didn't he score off of like a screenplay today, something like that?
yeah, and that's just that if you watch historically speaking, that's usually how they like to get him the ball in the end zone. It's just
Yeah.
let him.
I just feel like, doesn't he demand a lot of double coverage?
He does. But Travis's argument is that you look at other great receivers like the Odells, the Michael Thomases,
Ooh, Odell's different.
But how is it
the
different?
Antonio Browns.
They, at least like, I mean, Eli sucks, but he just catches a
At
lot
least
of like,
there's that.
Okay.
a lot of like deke and duck kind of passes, where I would imagine like Julio.
He kind of catches like slants and stuff too, though.
Let me give you this number. So through 7 games without a touchdown until today, since week 1, he did not receive a red zone target. But meanwhile, the Falcons, and Matt Ryan especially, is 18 for 20 with 10 touchdowns in the red zone since week 1.
Interesting.
So clearly it's not, I don't believe that it's detrimental to the team. It's not hurting them in any way.
Yeah.
I just think they look elsewhere, and that clearly shows. Because
No, I know. I think it's a positive for the team. Like I said, because he demands so much like coverage and so much attention from the defense.
Right.
It opens it up the rest
Exactly.
of the field.
You have Calvin Ridley.
But that being said, it's hard to say he's the best receiver in football because of.
But
Up arrow.
But another fact to point though is that you look outside of just the touchdowns, he is like leading. He
Yeah.
might be number 1 or 2. He might actually be number 1 today after Thielen had a poor day receiving. He might be leading the league in receiving yards.
Yeah.
That's another part of it.
I just feel like I don't know who you're discussing this. I mean, you're discussing with Travis, and you guys are both pretty big
It
football
was just
fans.
like what I saw on Twitter too. Like
Oh, yeah.
people were just getting fed up.
But most people look at stats. You know, what I mean,
Sure.
that's like their first like analysis. That's why what's his name from the Vikings is the best receiver in football right now.
Sure.
I mean, because arguably maybe he has been, but everybody just looks at stats and it's like, oh, that's the biggest difference, you know.
But it's not
And-
like little stats. It's like a big stat.
But it was like Odell. With Odell, so many people were arguing that he was clearly the best receiver in football because through his first like, what was it, 16 games or
yeah.
2 seasons or whatever, he had like the most yards up until that point in his career, being that young or whatever the stat was, and like people were just going crazy. And I think Odell's clearly number 3,
Right.
if not maybe lower.
With the emergence of like Thielen and Thomas all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you think, Chuck?
What's the Falcons' record?
4-4, I believe now.
4-4. Okay. So I think if you look at his individual performance and then compare it to the team's performance as a whole, I don't think this conversation has as much weight if the Falcons had a better record. But clearly they need those touchdowns from Julio. Doesn't matter their efficiency in the red zone. Like, that's great that they are an efficient team in the red zone, but if you have arguably the best receiver in football and he's not getting 6 points when you go and try to score, and your team is just above 500.
But let me give you one thing to think about, though. Like I said, I don't believe that it's attributing to anything detrimental to their offense. Yeah.
Not to like compare obviously Jimmy Graham to Julio in any way, but like you remember when we got Jimmy Graham and he was supposed to really help our red zone offense, and he's going to catch
that's a
so
good
many
point.
passes
Yep.
in the red zone, caught nothing.
First year, yes.
Even so,
he
like,
wasn't even a factor as his time in Seattle.
10
touchdowns
yeah.
last year with us before he went on to Green Bay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but I was told touchdowns don't matter.
Are you contradicting yourself?
This man's getting matchups with linebackers. All right? And
I'm just saying,
Well,
like,
and
they're
Julio's getting matched up with corners. He's 6'4",
And he's getting double teamed like every
receiver.
good receiver does in the red zone.
like Jimmy was what, like 6'6", 6'7", or something like that. He's
look,
huge.
I'll
Country strong.
I will account for all of these here in just a moment. Okay. Number one.
Can you point out who you're talking to at the time?
Just
Number
call
one,
him out.
in regards to the record, Chuck, their defense is horrendous. They have lost both starting safeties for the year. They just
middle linebacker too.
Middle linebacker has been on IR since week 1. They have consistently had a banged up D line, and this week they just lost their second starting cornerback opposite of Desmond Trufant for a couple more weeks because he's dealing with an injury. They're beat up, man. Like, their defense is horrible.
They're beat up, but you're talking about defense. We're talking about offense. We're talking about practice.
I'm telling you, based on what I'm
Practice.
seeing, their offense is putting up points. It's efficient in the red zone. And this is all while Julio's not scoring touchdowns. They're moving the ball with Julio, as I said.
How many touchdowns Julio have last year?
3.
Yeah, maybe
Same
it's,
thing?
Maybe for you saying that, maybe it's
Last
the
year, I
system.
believe the offense in general struggled under their first year with Sark.
All I'm saying is, like, when it's that big of a trend, people start to notice it, and it's not like he was out without a touchdown for like 5 or 6 games.
The point I want to make, though, is that you saying that people are making a big deal out of it is one thing, but Julio himself has yet to make a big deal out of it.
I mean, that shouldn't change their opinion, though, if he's like a good
but
receiver or not.
But if the receiver himself isn't caring about his own individual numbers, and he's just playing for the betterment of the team, and he understands that he's getting these double teams and the better opportunities are elsewhere with one-on-one matchups, what's the problem?
So he doesn't care that we're having this argument right now?
He doesn't care.
Okay.
We're having.
Do you think Odell cares? And
Odell definitely cares.
and
See,
AB?
they care.
What about Antonio Brown?
Odell wants to be known as the best.
Doesn't matter, though, like from a fan standpoint, if Julio cares or not.
Can we just give Le'Veon Bell a shout out for losing $8 million?
Nice, Le'Veon.
Nice.
Probably more money I'll ever have in my life. Thanks, Le'Veon. You big jerk.
Big jerk.
I will say, though, if Julio is putting up top receiving numbers and yardage,
yes.
then that should offset the touchdowns. But that's where the argument is tricky because, like Josh said, you look at stats. When people look at stats for offensive players, they look at the yards they gain from scrimmage and the touchdowns they score. Yes. So the yards they gain from scrimmage, yeah, great stat. If you're specifically a stat guy, you look at that stat, be like, great. And then you go over to the touchdown column, and there's just a 1. Then you might think, as what I'm sure Josh is about to say, then the argument doesn't hold as strong for Julio.
I was just going to relate it to, like, fantasy football. I don't know if it was us. We were having this discussion just about fantasy. Like, if I forget I don't know how the scoring is in leagues now because I hate fantasy football. It's just annoying.
Agreed.
But if a receiver has, like, 200 yards, how many points do they get?
Just standard-wise,
20, right?
Yes.
And then 2 touchdowns?
Just 2 touchdowns, with 2
No
yards.
yardage.
So that'd be 12 points.
12 points.
So yeah, the touchdowns mean something.
I just mean, like, that's just how, like, a lot of
People perceive it,
Yeah,
right?
like their evaluation.
And that's what I was trying to say. Like, from a fantasy perspective, yeah, people are probably going to start making talk of it. But
What, Lavina?
What's she
Lakers
say?
scores 46-17.
Nice.
The Lakers or the
46
Lakers?
to 17.
They're playing the
Raptors.
Raptors.
The Raptors
I'm assuming
have
they're
46?
losing.
Mm-hmm. No, Lakers are
Lakers
getting
are-
smacked.
Lakers are losing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have deep shot breaking news.
Dude, that's insane. Thank you, Lavina. I mean,
Put your finger in your ear like they do the reporter.
What's that? I'm getting a score update.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh my goodness, dude. That is rough. I say we end the pod on that note. Dude, that's bad.
Wow.
Does Kawhi have like 45 right now?
and
Kawhi.
is that the first quarter or what?
Second.
Second?
Currently,
That's
there's 10
rough.
minutes in the second.
I don't think LeBron's getting his 82 for getting this one.
Darn it.
Darn it.
Maybe next year, Kareem. Can I do a buyout for my Lakers?
No.
This is
Don't
bad.
so.
Don't think so.
This is really bad.
Nope. Sorry, Chuck.
Sorry, Chuck.
So are we just going to table that discussion with Julio? I would say, like, after hearing everything, I'm kind of on the fence. Like, both sides make sense.
I say
it depends on who you're talking to.
I say we revisit this like week 14.
Later down the road.
All I'm gonna say is if AB or Odell were getting 0 touchdowns, then people would be like they suck.
Agreed on that one.
Are people
Don't
saying
know
that
if I
Julio
don't know if
sucks?
that doesn't sway me either way on this argument yet, but
Are people saying Julio sucks? Because
They're saying
They're
he's not
saying
like a
he's
top
not.
5 receiver.
yeah.
I just think that's blasphemy.
Do you have the receiving yardage leaders off the top of your head?
Sounds awfully like the CP3 argument.
Hall of Fame?
No, not that
Is
one.
Julio a Hall of Famer?
I think so.
No, I'm kidding.
I think everyone should be in the Hall of Fame.
Honestly,
The
we
Hall of
should
Fame
just
of
give it-
humans.
Yeah, it's like a participation award.
Millennials.
Everybody gets a trophy.
I tried.
So would you just top 5?
Yeah,
From
just top 5.
yardage.
Yeah.
Adam Thielen is currently number 1 with 947. Julio's right behind him with 933. DeAndre Hopkins third with 894. Michael Thomas number 4 at 880, and then Mike Evans at 5 with 786.
Wait, I didn't hear any Odell or Antonio Brown in there.
Well, they've both been on, or they're both serving their buys. Or they
No,
have served their
two.
buys.
Yeah, still.
No,
the Vikings going on a bye?
Mike Evans has, I guess Julio has now.
Julio served his bye. Antonio Brown is currently 21 on the list at 594 yards.
But he scored a touchdown in the last
he has scored.
seven of the
Yeah,
last
so
8
people are
games,
not
right?
going to say, like,
Okay, one of these 3 has Eli Manning, 2 has Matt Ryan, and the other has Ben Roethlisberger. So just keep that in mind.
yeah, Ryan's the best one.
Send
Yeah.
Petermanson to New York. I really don't care. Send him to the
Petermanson.
Dogs.
Just send Petermanson with Odell.
Are the
That'd be a
Giants
duo.
are the Giants getting Gardner Minshew?
Huh?
Are the Giants getting Gardner Minshew?
Is it the Penn State guy?
No, that's your
Nice,
guy.
Chuck.
Oh, the
Wow.
mustache
That's
guy.
why
yeah,
you're. That's why you
I
have the
s-
mustache.
He looks like you.
Yeah.
Okay, one.
Pull up a picture. He
No, I saw him.
actually looks like you.
Okay,
Real, like if this was cut off right here, he actually in the little soul patch.
he's the Heisman guy.
Yeah,
He is.
the Heisman.
He is
what do you call
man.
him?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Gardner Minshew.
You don't know your dang quarterback?
I know.
I
What the
said.
heck?
I said earlier in the show. This week was the first week that I saw WSU football play.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeagerbaum says, I think that's how you pronounce it because it's not spelled like Jaeger.
Your mom?
Yeagerr.
Yeager-
Says the
Yeager-
stash. Talking about you.
Oh heck.
Oh,
yeah.
Jaegerbomb. Yeah.
That's
My
not how
buddy
you spell
John.
Jaeger.
Shout out John.
Jaeger's with a J.
That's his last name.
Shout out to John.
Shout out Jaegerbomb.
John, I apologize for butchering your last name.
He's got one of the tip top Twitch streams that I've seen. His setup is
That's nice.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. I'll plug him all day long.
Can I,
Out of context.
Can I
and in
follow from right
context.
here?
You should be able to.
Mention
No, just go to his profile.
view info.
This is not me.
How do I? Oh, there we go.
I like the mustache and the patch.
Yeah, all you need is
but
the soul patch, and then it would be you, Chuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's literally a frat boy as a quarterback.
Isn't he from
should've
East
seen him.
Carolina though?
He should. Yeah, he transferred from Alabama
No, East Carolina.
or East Carolina. Why did I say Alabama?
Yeah, he went to
That's a big
Alabama.
difference.
So
Big difference.
Frat boy or country boy?
Country frat.
strong.
That boy, country brother.
That boy, frat strong. Look at him shotgun
Like you
that
should have just
beer.
seen him celebrating on the sideline yesterday.
I saw him. It was really douchey.
He was literally on the
He
sideline.
one hand
It
caught
was-
the ball and he's
yeah.
like,
Yeah. And then he literally.
Yeah.
Seriously, he caught it one-handed.
Yeah.
Grabbed it and spiked it.
I'm surprised they didn't give him a penalty for that.
Yeah.
Honestly, for all
What?
you didn't watch the game. The refs were calling everything.
No,
on
I did watch the
WSU.
game.
They almost called the flag on the national treasure that is Mike Leach, like just because they're.
Wow, bunch
Ridiculous.
of jerks.
Yeah,
Pac-12
ridiculous.
after dark.
Jaeger says to have a drink on him. He donated $5.
Ooh,
I only have water. Should we grind up the Rose jersey and drink that?
I'll drink my Baja Blast.
Chug your Baja Blast
Okay.
to end the show.
Thank you,
because-
Jägermeister.
Yeah, thank you, Jaegerbomb.
Thanks, Jaegerbomb.
All right, so we're gonna end out on this. Let me make sure that we're on the we got video. We're gonna end on Josh chugging
chug.
the Baja
chug.
Blast. No, chug, you ding. This is ice. My bad.
I just swallowed like 5 ice cubes full.
Comes with the
He
territory.
needs a blankie.
Do you know what?
I just had to get it
do you know
down
what
to-
chug means?
This is good
Clearly, you're
chugging.
not the Q or the
He didn't go to
The
WSU.
QB
Exactly.
for WSU. I'm turned. Sorry.
The Cuda.
The Q.
Cuda.
Qdoba. Shameless plug. Let's go.
Nice.
Thanks.
Oh, well, that about does it. We did have 2 clips, but they're not important.
Can we just end
No,
with,
they are important.
end with the volleyball?
Okay.
They're
I mean,
basically,
now we got to go
No,
through both
Winston,
of them.
and Winston is gonna say we want to end with.
We're ending with both.
they're
of them.
basically bricks.
They're totally bricks.
I just like touching all kinds of sports, you know?
right.
Ouch.
Way to use your noggin.
Oh man.
It's brutal.
I want to see what happens on the play.
Look how far it goes.
She just hits the floor. She's like, all right, comes with the territory.
Coach probably told her to get back up. Oh my gosh, we missed something. We can talk about it next week.
We can talk about this right now.
100 plus assists in an NHL season.
Wonder if Lavina knows this.
13 times, 11 times by this player. Joe, who's Magic Johnson?
Oh my
Diane,
gosh.
Wayne Gretzky. We're talking about hockey.
Hello,
not
Pauline.
The NBA.
Yikes.
I just like Alex's reaction. Oh no.
Oh, I didn't even hear it.
And play it again.
Dude, I wish. What's the Family Feud guy?
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. I wish he
He
could
would have
do
lost
some of
it.
these.
Yeah, he
Walked
would've
over and
cried.
slapped him in the
He
face.
just would have stared in the camera.
That's why he doesn't do Jeopardy.
Joe.
Lavina knew the answer.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Please leave.
Johnson. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Get off my show.
Is Magic Johnson a Hall of Famer?
No.
No.
Okay.
Nope. Career shortened.
Maybe as a front office executive.
We're going off of his potential, just like Derrick Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, clearly he needs help in the front office of the Lakers.
Yeah,
one could call them aides.
LeVar Ball, think good
To
one.
help him?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Ba-dum-bum.
LeVar Ball thinks he could do it in his sleep. Luke Walton's job.
They should hire LeVar.
They should.
All right, let's end it. Thanks to everyone for watching.
Bet.
We'll see you next week. Don't forget
Go
to
Dogs, go Hawks.
listen. If you didn't watch on the Twitch stream, we stream the episodes every Sunday night around 6 o'clock, depending on when Raul gets here. And of course, available on.
I'm not consistently the most late one here.
And of course, always available on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. What am I missing? Not Spotify. And I know that's one of the biggest questions we get of why you guys aren't on Spotify. It's a logistics thing. SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. Oh, YouTube. Episodes
Twitch.
get uploaded.
YouTube.
And Twitch, yeah.
YouTube.
So, all right, thanks everyone for watching. See you next week.
Shout out Red Sox.
Be better tomorrow.